Hello, welcome to the WOW Mastermind Wednesday Mastermind course. In these courses, we go through different ways to increase your income streams, and we talk about other business ideas and things relevant to women entrepreneurs. Who are we? We are Women of Wealth Ventures, LLC. Here's our agenda for today. We'll go through introductions of WOW Ventures. We'll talk about who this mastermind is for. We'll talk about why you need a coach. And then we'll get into our main presentation, which is buying a business. Buying a business will be a 3-part mastermind. And this tonight we will do part 1, and then we'll do part 2 and 3 next week and the week after. We'll also go through alternatives to buying a business, and we'll tell you about our mastermind and details on how you can join and what we do. All right, so we ready to get started here?
Yeah.
First up, our introductions. The first person that I want to introduce that is a part of WOW Ventures is my sister, Tamaria Allen, who is in charge of strategy for our company. Tamaria is an author and mother of 2 that is passionate about helping women entrepreneurs succeed in business and juggling multiple priorities. Tamaria also invests in real estate, so she's got multiple streams of income coming in. Next up is me. My name is Kanika Bailey. I'm in charge of technology for our company. I am a natural trainer and coach, helping people understand and thrive using technology. I have a publishing company and I'm a real estate investor. Last but not least, we have our mother, Linda Jackson, who is in charge of finance. Our mother is the creative force behind the company, and we also call her mom. In addition to handling the finances, she is the creative voice of the social posts that we do, and the reason our materials and things look so cute. She has done custom fashion design. She's had multiple entrepreneurial efforts, and this is our wonderful mother, Linda Jackson.
Hello.
Next, we'll talk about, is our mastermind right for you? So we have a few questions that we ask of women that are aspiring entrepreneurs or women that have already started their businesses. Do you want more control over your finances? Do you want to be able to attain financial freedom if that's your goal? Do you want to be able to control how much money you have coming in and not having to just solely depend on your paycheck every other week or every month, whatever the case may be? If the answer is yes, our mastermind is right for you. Next question, are you willing to put in the work? What we're offering here is not a get rich quick scheme. Becoming financially free and increasing your income streams will take work, and you have to be ready to put in that work. And if this is you and you understand that this is not going to be an overnight thing, then our mastermind is right for you. The third thing, are you willing to embrace technology? What we're doing here, the online world, this is the future. And there are massive opportunities right now in embracing technology, but you have to be ready and willing to step up and embrace the technology. So if this is you and you're willing to embrace technology, then yes, our mastermind is right for you. And then finally, and probably the most important thing is, are you ready to change your mindset? The money, the things that you have, the things that you want, everything that you have is due to your mindset. And if your mindset is limiting, um, you need to be willing and able to change that. You need to understand that you have limiting beliefs, and those may be standing in the way of your success. So the first thing that we recommend people do is work on their mindset in becoming entrepreneurs. So if you're ready to take that entrepreneurial path, the first thing that you need to do is work on your mindset.
Are we on Facebook Live?
No. All right. So Now, my sister Tamaria is going to go through why coaching is the key to success.
All right. Hello, everybody. I want to talk to you today about coaching and my experience with coaching and the need for coaching. First, I want to share with you, I started getting coached probably in my first coach I hired back in um, 2005, and her name was Jeannie, and she was a financial coach. Now, I hired her to help me with my finances, because I desired to um, get my money together to learn about credit cards and credit card debt, because I was actually in credit card debt. I had massive student loans. I was new to the workforce. Well, not new, but I was like in my first couple of real jobs, right? And I wanted to know about like budgeting and how to save, and really how to get ahead financially. I had had some professors in college to tell me that if I saved my money and started to invest, that I could potentially become a millionaire by the time I was 60 by just putting a little bit of money away. And I was intrigued by that, and I wanted to get some results. And so I hired Jeannie, and she helped me to get out of credit card debt. And she helped me to put together a budget, and to look at the money that I was bringing in, and to really see where all of the money was coming from. Okay. And then she also helped me to understand how to financially plan for the unforeseen future. Working with Jeannie was great. And what she really taught me was that, to have a little bit of reserve, and to make sure that I am continually, mapping out where it is that I want to go. Now, that was my first experience with a coach. And like I said, I hired her so that I could gain knowledge. So the first thing about getting coached is that you want to gain knowledge. So what area in your life do you want to learn more about? Okay, that's the first question. The second question is that are there areas in your business, or are you moving towards business, and you are looking to get particular results? Now, hiring a coach is really important if you want to get results. So when you hire a coach, you are actually leveraging that coach's experience and their knowledge. So you want to definitely look for a coach that's been in business before, and preferably in an area that you strive to go, or that you are currently operating in, so that you can get the results. The next thing I want to talk about is to receive objective feedback. Now, one of the greatest things about having a coach is having like a person or people that are outside of your current situation, giving you feedback on what it is that you're doing. And there's also a big accountability piece in that. So your coach should be telling you, like, here's what you should do, or here's what you should consider, and um, holding you accountable to doing exactly what it is you that they've identified that you need to do. The next thing is that you want to have a person that is a good sounding board. So sometimes you can really get a lot of momentum and a lot of headway if you are actually like brainstorming and coming up with ideas, or thinking about your next move, like in terms of strategy. with someone else. And you don't want just anybody. You want somebody else that's been in business. You want somebody, if you want to write a book, you want somebody that's written a book. If you want to, start a e-commerce business, you want to have somebody that has an e-commerce business. You want to leverage their experience and be able to come to them and work out your problems and have some objective feedback and um, get that wisdom to push you, to propel you forward. So, those are the reasons why having a coach is very important. And um, of course, you can do it all on your own, but when you do it all on your own, you have to think about the time that it takes you to learn everything that you need to learn. You need to think about, okay, well, I need to motivate myself and be accountable and do what I have to do. Well, how long is it going to take me to do that? And how effective am I going to be if I'm trying to do everything on my own, if I'm trying to come up with strategy, if I'm trying to actually work in the business and do all of the things that need to be done. We are not islands, and we need help with navigating. We need help with building. We need help with actually being able to see where it is that we're trying to get to in order for us to get to the next level. So that's my piece on coaching. I will also be talking about coaching on the next session as well. But I've hired coaches. I've had tons and tons and tons and tons of coaches because I believe in leveraging other people's experience. I believe in collaborating and pushing to the next level with those individuals' help. And I believe in sharing resources because not only do coaches bring experience and wisdom and knowledge and accountability, coaches also bring their um, profound, profound experience and helping you to get to the next level. So I'm going to turn it back over to Kanika.
All right. Thank you, Tamari. And that was great.
You're welcome.
All right, let's get into buying a business. And like I mentioned at the beginning, this is a 3-part series. So today we will be talking about reasons why you might want to buy a business and some of the types of businesses that you can buy. So I want to preface that by saying that we own 2 digital businesses, and we purchased those businesses while they were already running. So we purchased those businesses because they were cash flowing, and we took them over, and we're now the owners of the businesses, and we run the businesses. And how that all came about was that I was listening to a podcast, and there was a guest on the podcast that talked about flipping digital assets. Like he moved from flipping real estate. So before he was fixing up, he was buying houses, distressed houses, fixing them up, and then selling them for a profit, which is known as flipping. But he'd switched and he was actually doing the same thing with digital assets. And this was something that was very intriguing to me because at that point, I didn't even know that you could do that. So basically what you're doing is you're taking a website and it may be distressed or just may not be performing as well as it could be. You're adding value to it, and then you're turning around and selling it. So that same concept, but there's potentially less risk in that because you're not on the hook for a house, but you're buying this asset that is already working and proven, and then you're deciding what you want to do with it from there. So that idea was very intriguing to me, and I decided that that was something that I wanted to do. So I brought my mom and my sister in, and I convinced them that this was a good idea. And so we purchased 2 businesses. We have an e-commerce store on Shopify, and then we also have an affiliate site that basically generates money through Amazon sales. So we have those 2 businesses, and it's been a really great learning experience. And, just something that I'd never, if you'd asked me a few years ago, if this was something that I was going to do, you would have blown my mind, because I didn't even think that it was, like I said, not even possible. So there are a lot of great reasons to buy a digital business. And we want to talk about those today. And then we'll also go into some types of businesses that you can buy. So the first reason that you might buy a digital business is because it's a proven business model. When you're starting out and you're looking at starting a business, you may not know if it's actually going to generate income, if anyone's going to buy what you're selling or anything like that. So you may have an idea for a product that, and a lot of times we look at products that we need or products that we can improve and then sell. And you just never know if the idea is going to take off and prove profitable for you, or if it's going to go by the wayside as a fad. So one thing about buying a digital business is it's a proven business model because it's already generating income. That leads us into our second point. The site is generating income from day one. When you buy that business and those assets are turned over to you, those payments are going, once you close everything and all that, those payments are going into your account. So the site is generating income from day one. And that's a great thing to have, because you can use that income that you're generating. It can replace your job. I've seen people buy businesses to replace their full-time income. And so instead of working a 9 to 5 where they're going and being employed by somebody else, they're actually in business for themselves, and they're able to give themselves a salary right away because they've purchased this business. Another point here is that there's no immediate web development skill needed. So you don't have to know how to build a Shopify store. You don't have to know how to build a website or any of that. It's already set up for you. And if that's something that you want to learn, with that business already generating income, you can take that time and learn that skill, or heighten your skills if you already have them. You may have basic skills, but you want to increase them. So if you buy a business, you don't have to go in and build the site up from scratch. You don't have to do that. It's already done. Now, you, of course, may go in and make changes or tweaks to the site or what have you. You may redesign the site, but that's not something that you have to do day one. It's already done for you. Another reason to buy one is that you can create a portfolio of digital assets. So you can have, much like a stock portfolio, stocks, bonds, investments, real estate, you could have a portfolio of digital assets, and each one, is generating income for you. This is something that a lot of people aspire to do. You can actually buy into portfolios of digital assets now. But people are using this. This could be a retirement strategy for you, where you go and buy some digital businesses, and that is going to be your retirement income, and you just manage those, and you're taking that income every month. So there's a lot of different things that you can do here. You can also create a mixed portfolio. Say you have some digital assets and you've also got some stocks, some real estate. So it can be an income producing asset for you, and you don't have to leave your house to manage it, right? The last point on here is seller support, right? So, and this is a negotiation thing, but most times if you're buying the site from a reputable place, there should be some seller support offered. So for a given amount of time, and normally even beyond that, because the person that we purchased our content site from, our affiliate site, we still reach out to him via email and ask him questions and things like that. So if you develop that relationship with the seller, they're usually willing to help you out. But you can also negotiate that when you're in your negotiations for buying the business. Make sure that it includes seller support. So if you have questions or you need help figuring something out, or you're not sure about something, you can reach out to that seller and they can guide you. One other thing that I tell people to look for too when they're buying businesses is if there's some standard operating procedures or some manuals or something like that that the seller has created, make sure that you ask about those, ask if that's something that they can create for you, so that you have some documentation ready on the business. And a lot of times they will do that. Again, a lot of sellers, again, if you're getting it from a reputable place, they should have that information, but you can ask for it. So you're not alone. You've got somebody that's actually willing to support you. Usually it's for a time frame, but it doesn't have to be. But I would make sure that you get some sort of minimum amount of seller support so that you can ask them questions while you're transitioning into the ownership. All right, and here are 5 more reasons why you might want to buy a digital business. You can reinvest that income back into either improving the site or increasing the revenue. So, and we'll talk about this in next week's session, but you want to look for sites where there's opportunity, right? So much like if you were investing in real estate and you were going to flip it, or you were going to buy something that you were going to rent out, you don't necessarily want to pay top dollar. You want to be able to get something that has some opportunity left in it and something that you can build upon. And using that income that it's making, you can invest that back into the site to increase the revenue. So a lot of cases where people have taken the site from, say, a 5-figure to a 6-figure, or a 6-figure to 7-figure, or even higher. So you can use that income that you're getting from that business to reinvest and increase that revenue that you're bringing in. Again, that kind of flows naturally into our second point. You can buy the site and improve it, and then you can flip it. So again, like the podcast that I was listening to, the guy would buy the site, make improvements, get the revenue up, and then he'd turn around and sell it. So you could also do that. And again, like real estate, you can make a business out of doing that. Buying distressed sites or sites that have some opportunity in them, improving them, increasing the revenue, and then flipping them and selling them. So again, you're creating a portfolio of assets, and you can manage these and sell these. The next point here, it's quick. Once you buy your site, you're officially an entrepreneur. So if you have been sitting back wondering how you're going to become an entrepreneur, you're not really sure what you want to do, once you buy a site, that's it. You're official. You're an entrepreneur, and that site is yours, and that's your business. So it's a quick process. And again, like I said, when you buy a site, the next time that revenue hits, that money's coming into your account. So that's your business, that's your site, and to do with what you want. The next point here is you bypass the work of building and growing from zero. So to my first point, this is a proven business model. This is not something that has to be tested and shown to be profitable. You know that it's profitable because it's generating money. Either you're getting visitors to the site, or people are signing up, people are buying, what have you, but it's already generating income. So you don't have to do the work of building it and growing it from scratch and going through that period where you're not generating anything and just trying to get it up to speed and getting the word out about it. And then the last thing, there's less ability for you to give up when you go this route, because you're in it to win, because you've invested in this site. So I can't tell you the number of blogs that I started that, and I got tired of the idea or ran out of content or what have you, and I just abandoned them, right? Once you purchase the site, that's yours, and you've invested money in that site. And so you're more likely and more inclined to keep going and not give it up. One, because it's generating income for you, and two, because it's now yours. You own it. So you have less opportunity and ability to give up, which means you keep going through the long haul. Now, there will be pitfalls in buying a digital business, and there may be a bit of a learning curve. So just depending on the site that you get, if you're so say if you purchase an e-commerce business and you're not familiar with shopping carts and all of that, there's some learning curve there where you have to figure all of that out. But you can do that. You can figure all of that out. There's plenty of help. As my sister mentioned, you can hire a coach to help you with that. So there is a lot of times a learning curve, but if there's something that you do, I've seen a lot of digital marketers or people that work in marketing buy sites, and using that knowledge that they have of marketing, they will market the site and they are able to increase the revenue that the site gets because they have that skill set in order, and they know what needs to be done, what the site is lacking, and they go out and implement that. Like they may add social media presence, or they may do some marketing, and they're able to grow the revenue of the site that way. So that's another thing. And we'll talk about evaluating businesses in the next session that we have next week. But these are some reasons why buying a digital business is a good idea. Now, in terms of businesses that you can buy content sites, and that's essentially buying a blog. And it may be a good example of that is a review site. That's what our affiliate site is. It's basically a review site. And what happens with those is that you review a product, and you may say the pros and cons, or top 5 things that you recommend, and then you have a link to where they can buy that. And you've signed up with some company, whether it be Amazon or some other company, where they're paying you essentially a commission for driving traffic to their products. So you can buy a content site. You can also buy, like I've mentioned before, you can buy e-commerce sites. You can buy something where you're actually selling products and you hold inventory, things like that. You can also buy drop shipping sites where you have the products on display, and when someone orders, you would turn around and place an order with a wholesaler, and whatever that spread is, the difference between what the customer is paying and what you're buying it for, that's your profit. You can also buy software sites or digital product sites, where people are buying either software or products that can be downloaded. And those can be very lucrative because you create a product once, or they have one product that has been created one time, and people just continuously download that. So little work that's having to be done on those. You can also purchase a KDP site, and that's a Kindle digital publishing. So books on Amazon, you can purchase a site that offers those books through Amazon. Yeah, so we talked about content, software as a service, something like Zoom or some other software that people use. You can purchase sites like that. You can purchase e-commerce sites. You can purchase KDP sites where you're selling books online and things like that. So that's a good broad list of the kinds of businesses that you can buy. And what we'll talk about next week is where you can find businesses for sale and how you evaluate those businesses that are for sale. So tune in next week for that discussion. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it over to my mother, Linda Jackson, to talk about alternatives. So say that you aren't confident that you want to buy a business. Say you want to learn more and things like that. She's got some alternatives that she's going to talk about in terms of other things that you can do beside buying a digital business.
Okay, then. Hello, everybody. Another option that you have besides buying a business is to build one yourself. If you have an idea, a passion of the business that you want, and it's unique to you, and it's you want, you have your model that you want to build, then you probably won't be able to find that kind of business to purchase. So then you would take the time to go through and start from scratch and build a business and go through all the motions of doing that, which was going to take time, less money, because you don't have to put out a lot of money up front, but you need to have the time and the patience to build it, and then the knowledge that it takes to choose all the vendors, the platforms that you want to use, or however you want to do it. Because when you buy a business, it's all set up, but it might not be set up the way that you would choose to set it up. So that's an option. And there's a lower initial investment for a startup company versus buying a business that's all ongoing. But if you need an investor to do the startup, it's easier to get financial backing for a company that's already going because of the risk of the startup. So you have to weigh the options either way. And then I want to also say that buying a profitable website does not mean that you don't have to put work into it once you buy it. It's not something that's going to run itself. You have to, like Kanika says, if you have a business that needs content every, you have to update the content every month or something on a website with content on it. And then if it's a e-commerce site, you need to make sure that you have quality, ongoing customer service. So all of those things are things that you have to consider when you want to buy a business or build one from scratch. That's pretty much all I have.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Those are some good alternatives, some things to think about.
Oh, I
One
forgot.
other thing that I want to mention too is that, if you're building from scratch, you're going to learn a lot. So that is one other benefit to building it, is that you learn and you know the ins and outs of your business as you're building it. If you're buying a business, you will eventually get to that point, but it may take you a little bit longer. All right.
Also, one more point.
Okay.
if if you're kind of like want to get your feet in the water, kind of test the waters, you can sign up and be sign up with Fiverr or some of the others, and kind of that's be a self-employed consultant or a self-employed person, a freelancer, and you can kind of see, that's being in your kind of building your clientele or whatever without having to jump into a business that's already going on. You can get your feet wet that way.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, if you have some skills or talents, and you can always go to Fiverr, it's fiverr.com, and just see what they're offering. And if you have some of those skills that are in demand, you can sign up and start taking in clients that way. And that will kind of give you a safer alternative to just starting out on your own. It'll give you some revenue, and also you'll be able to see how it is to work with clients as a freelancer. So yes, that's an excellent point. All right, now what I want to talk about is our mastermind. And we're currently taking applications. You have a year-long opportunity to build your business with a network of support. So whether you have thought about starting a business and you haven't started it yet, or you've got a business and you're feeling like you need some support, you need some more accountability and things like that, our mastermind might be the perfect thing for you. Masterminds meet regularly, and it's a small group. It's a small group of other women entrepreneurs, and the group will offer support, accountability. So we meet regularly. So, you know, everybody talks about the things that they're going to do or the problems that they have to solve, and we help each other solve them. We also do training. So trainings like this session here, based on the group's desires and needs and things like that, we offer training. It's an opportunity to grow your e-commerce business. So, or whatever business that you have, because you're learning from other entrepreneurs. That being an entrepreneur, especially if you're just yourself at this point, can be lonely. You know, a lot of times if you don't know anyone else that has a business of their own, your friends and family don't have businesses, it can be lonely. And there's sometimes you feel like there's nobody that you can talk to that understands that entrepreneur struggle. So that's what this mastermind is for. You know, like minds coming together, helping each other out, supporting each other, and being supported. So we wanted to put out there that we are now taking applications for our mastermind, and we have a link in the window there, or if you're viewing this from email, there's a link in there for you to sign up. So we'd love to talk to you about it and have you join our mastermind and give you a year-long opportunity to make some new friends and have some accountability and learn some new things. So that's our mastermind there. And that is going to conclude our presentation for today. Just as a final note here, thank you for attending. We have a self-paced mindset course, and we'll have a link for that as well. And you can use that, go at your own pace. You can watch the videos at your leisure and go through and do the things that the videos are asking to improve your mindset. So as I mentioned at the beginning, your mindset dictates your success. So if you want to have a successful business, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you've got to start with that winning mindset. All right. So any final thoughts from the other ladies of WOW?
I think you did a fantastic job, ladies.
Thank you. I think you did. We both did
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks. I am truly excited for our upcoming mastermind round. I think that masterminding is like so key to having success in your business, and and I just think that there's no other way of like really bonding with other people of like mind. You know, in this instance, it's all women. You know, we're all entrepreneurs, and I'm just so excited, and I can't wait to get started.
I know, I'm really excited too. So yeah, if you're out there and you're on the fence about this and you're ready to start your entrepreneurial journey, please reach out. We'd love to have you. Thank you everyone for attending, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.